What up, Skin? Welcome to Bar Advisor Bryce IV, giving out raw reaction and interacting with the masses. No subject is safe. You hear the people and the noises, but that's the point, because without the people, what is the point? Embracing the vibrations. First and foremost, hey, we back. We're back. Oh, we're back. Week motherfucking one. Shout out to my boy Schmanuel. He already know. Skirt, skirt. We back week one. Listen, might be a little rusty, but we got to get it done. You already know. And as, you know, per usual, you know, you got to start Eagles Patriots. Got the dub. A win is a win. A win is a win. I will agree that Jalen looked a little rusty. I'll give him that. I like that Nick Sirianni came out and actually said the fact that they don't play in the preseason or didn't play in the preseason this year, which they normally do. You know, you get a couple of snaps from your starters. After they took away one of the preseason games, it was a little easier for teams to like practice against each other instead of just doing a full game. But he said, I feel like next year I'm going to have to reevaluate that. Let my starters get a couple more, you know, snaps before the regular season comes, and I love that accountability. Jalen Carter. That man was a monster. I saw the stat that said he had the most QB pressures of any interior lineman in the entire league week one. Put him on the board. Hey, listen, he's the real deal. Him and Jordan Davis getting their first NFL sacks ever. I love that. We need more from the run game. It's raining. You got 4 backs on your roster. You got to feed them. I get it. The game plan shouldn't change based on the weather, but you got to adjust a little bit. It was, you know, the offensive coordinator for the Eagles, his first time calling games. You'll learn. Again, it's week one. We're not going to overreact because the pass defense is actually legit. Matt Judon, he had a nice little sack. They could have, I'm not going to say they could have protected Jalen Hurts a little bit more. I saw that in the pocket he was phenomenal, but because they were getting so much pressure on with the DNs, when he scrambled, he was not that great. Again, the weather had a factor. I'm not blaming on that. Mac Jones, he was okay. And honestly, they had opportunities. The Patriots did. They had opportunities to win that game. They had 2 drives under 3 minutes, but the defense came up. The dude Booty, I think his name's Booty, spelled or Boute, Boute. They're the Patriots. The Patriots wide receiver. That fourth quarter was it had me stressed the fuck out. My favorite part of that was Fletcher Cox got in for 2 plays at the end of the game and wrecked it. I hope that our young D tackles saw what he was doing. Just completely interior line just destroyed anything that they thought they were going to do. My player of the game, Jake Elliott. Let's go, my boy. I appreciate it. Not just because he's on my fantasy team, but he was kicking his ass off. Had the doink. He had, you know, he missed that extra point, which is okay. Didn't really hurt us in the grand scheme of things, but moving forward, I mean, we got a quick week. You know, we play the Vikings on Thursday, so, you know, it's going to be hard to clean up some things. Bradbury's going to be out. I saw the play where he got the concussion, which sucked. Because it happened in the last 2 minutes, and I saw him grab his head, and I was like, "Fuck!" But Josh Jobe got in, did his thing. Anyway, like I said, it's week one. We're okay. Go Birds. But of course, you know, I got to. If you know, I'm not talking about my team, I got to start with Jets Bills. That was tragic. If you're a football fan and you've been watching football, you know that the one thing other than your own team playing that you were looking forward to watching was Aaron Rodgers play for the Jets. That man didn't even make it to play 5 and tore his fucking Achilles. Everybody was like, "Oh, it's an ankle, it's an ankle." If you watched it, you can see that his leg was straight, and when you tear your Achilles, your calf goes all the way up. You can see the picture. His shit looked like a fucking grapefruit. I was like, yeah, if anything, he's out for at least half the year. He's done, and that is awful. He was giving the Jets the hope that they haven't had for a while. Also, heard this stat. 1999, they had a quarterback. His name is escaping me right now. And 24 years to the day today, they were in the playoffs, and he tore his Achilles. I don't like. I'm first of all very, very superstitious. Cursed is cursed. That is cursed. You get a legitimate quarterback, and it's very rare where you have a team where it's like, we got this, we got that, we got this, we got that. We just need one more thing, just one other thing, one person, and that was what it was for the Jets. They just needed a quarterback, and they got it. He came in running with the flag on September 11th. You know, morale was high. Man was doing everything he wanted to. He was happy to be in a new place. Fourth play, football gods just weren't on the side of the Jets. But then you go, okay, Aaron Rodgers out of the game. Bills got Josh Allen. Cakewalk. No. Josh Allen got in and stunk it the fuck up. 4 turnovers. He threw 3 picks to the same person. That man was his best receiver other than Stephon Diggs. His best receiver. I don't understand how you do that. And then you get they said it was only the 4th walk-off punt return in the history of the NFL. The last one to do it, Deshaun Jackson, go Birds. I didn't mean to bring him back up, but you know I got to do it. Go Birds. It's facts. It's facts. That's science. It's facts. It's not facts. It's facts. It's facts. It's not facts. But and so as a Bills fan, you got to be pissed. That just they brought out the silver platter and they put it on there, and then they tripped over the curb and just fucking. It's like going to Chick-fil-A on a Sunday and you sat in the fucking drive-through for 30 minutes and you finally get your food and it flies out the window. What are we doing here? Makes no sense. Bills, you bungled this. I have no idea how you let them win. But Jets won the battle, but they lost the war. I had to hit up my man's. I had to do a wellness check on my guy Alex. Shout out to Alex, diehard Jets fan. I'm like, are you okay? And he's giving me all this optimism and all this stuff. But at the end of the day, Zach Wilson has to understand that he does not need to be a superhero. With the defense that they have, phenomenal defense. You don't need to be a hero. Protect the football and make sure you give your team a score or two. Don't be a hero. Make the reads, make the throws. Don't think that you need to be, because there's no way that he thought going into this year that he was going to play. He felt like the quarterback from Blue Mountain State. If you ever seen the show, if you've never seen the show, go watch it. He was like, second, number 2 quarterback. I don't need to do shit. There's a Hall of Famer right here. I'm gonna be the biggest supporter, and so going forward, the Jets, that's killer. That's killer. But they won the game, so it is what it is. Again, week 1, but you got Zach Wilson instead of Aaron Rodgers. That's brutal. Hate to see it. Chiefs Lions. Chiefs with no Jason Kelce. I'm sorry, I do that every time because I have Jason Kelce on my team. Travis Kelce, no Travis Kelce. And it was an uphill battle because they have a bunch of no-name receivers other than the person I'm going to get to in a second. But Patrick Mahomes doing everything that he possibly could do to get them this W without his best player other than him. Some people call him Batman and Robin. Some people call him Robin and Batman. It doesn't really matter. He needed him, and he wasn't there, and that's facts. Kadarius Toney, you go out there, right? He throws you a pass right to your fucking mitts. Right to your mitts. You drop it. Ends up in a pick 6. Cool. Okay. Mistakes were made. That's fine. Throws you another pass for a first down. Right to your midsection so that you don't get hit. And he basically was protecting his balls so he didn't, like his own balls, so he doesn't get hit in the balls with the ball, but catch the football. Okay, fine. They give Patrick Mahomes another opportunity at the end of the game, throw you a wide open pass. If you've seen it, there wasn't a person in sight. Drops it again, right? So then you go on social media and you delete your Twitter account, but then you troll the team that let you go because they lost. We'll talk about that later. That's loser. That's you're mad. You gotta be better than that, my boy. That's terrible. The Lions defense played well. Jared Goff was the game manager that he normally is, but he didn't make any mistakes. Lions' run offense was very, very crucial to win this game. And they come out with a dub on Thursday night. So, I mean, again, week 1. But this is what the Lions were last year, where they were just in it. Like, they were just missing a little bit. Dan Campbell's got them fucking rolling. I got Lions maybe 3 or 4 seed in the NFC. That's just me. Commanders, Cardinals. There's a lot of games this week where there's not a lot to talk about, but the Commanders' defense was pretty good. Arizona's defense was pretty good. They forced that fumble where Arizona was on the precipice of winning this game. They could have done it. Sam Howell looked regular. He didn't do anything that wowed me. He had a pick, he had a touchdown passing, but he also had a rushing touchdown. I don't know what that defender was doing. He ran right around him, and Sam Howell's not a world beater. He's not like, a prolific runner. I had no idea how they let that touchdown up. It was only a 4-point game. So to me, I don't know what the Commanders do on offense to make it seem like they're going to contend, because you're playing a team that is openly tanking. Whether they say it or not, they are. So we shall see. Browns Bengals. Joe Burrow. Sir. What are we doing here? 31 passing attempts. 82 yards. Let me do the math. I'm going to do what Noel does. Let me do the math. I carried a 1. Yeah, that's not good. And I didn't know this before going into this, but Joe Burrow is historically bad in Cleveland against the Browns. Also, I didn't know he is 0-5 in overtime games. So when you ask me, hey, can your quarterback be clutch? When we give you extra opportunities to win games and you can't do it, that is a problem. Big problem. I love that Nick Chubb did what Nick Chubb does best, and that's run the fucking rock. I love that he doesn't wear gloves as well. That is a manly man's thing to do. 18 carries, 106. Come on, man. I don't need your bitch ass gloves. What's going on, Matty? How you doing, my boy?
How are you?
I don't need your bitch ass gloves. No, not you, Matty. My bad. Unless your name is Nick Chubb. I wasn't talking to you, bro. And now Jamar Chase had to walk back his little elves comment where he was saying that he almost called the Browns elves. Y'all lost, bro. Tell your quarterback to be better. How about that? Also, the Myles Garrett thing where he was doing the fake crossover. They had no answer for them. 3 points. That's obviously not going to get it done. That's just a redundant statement, but you hate to see it. Niners Steelers. The Steelers are 5-6 now, home opening losses. Their offense was non-existent. I saw the play where it looked like Kenny Pickett might have gotten a concussion early in the game, and that would explain a lot as to why he played like shit. But I don't want to hear the excuses. This was the worst home loss in the Mike Tomlin era, and the only bright spot for the Steelers was T.J. Watt, all over the place in the Niners backfield. No help whatsoever. Christian McCaffrey had a dominant day. I'm glad I fucking drafted him first with my pick. 152 yards, killing him. And then Brock Purdy showed you why they traded Trey Lance, which was a terrible trade for them because you got absolutely nothing back for him in the grand scheme of things after you traded all those things to move up to get him, and then you traded him to that team in Dallas. But Steelers just didn't show me anything that made me think on offense that they could be something better than what they look like. that division with the Ravens and the Steelers and the Bengals and the Browns, I think that's going to be the most interesting division going forward as far as who's going to make the playoffs, if it's just going to be one team. So we shall see. Bucks Vikings. The Vikings showed why last year they lost so many games by less than 4 points. Or I'm sorry, by less than 4 points. Baker Mayfield was just good enough to eke out this win. The Vikings had no run game, and you give Justin Jefferson, he had like 146 yards in the first half. He had 13 yards in the second half. What are we doing here? You only target your best player, offense, defense, special teams, 6 times, and he does absolutely nothing. What are we doing here? But I think that the most alarming thing is that Kirk Cousins it up when he threw that fucking red zone touch or interception straight to the goddamn defender. Come on, man. When are we going to learn? This man's made so much money, and he's still making the same mistakes that he's making 4 or 5 years ago. When are we going to learn? I think that the Vikings are going to be doing this a lot this year. And the Bucks are in a division where we don't know who's going to win between them, the Saints. Who's going to do it? I don't know. But that's a nice week 1 win for the Bucks. Jags Colts. Anthony Richardson, he made some rookie mistakes. Clearly still very, very athletic. I feel like as rookie athletic quarterbacks do, he is going to start trying to rely on his feet more than his arm. That comes with time. That's fine. And, that comes with coaching. I'm glad that they let him start week 1 so he get his feet wet. There was an instance where the announcer goes, Michael Pittman hasn't had a target all day. And then I think he got like 3 straight catches, and then the last one was for a touchdown. And that's the thing that makes me think, like, damn, are they watching the game like 10 seconds ahead of us? Because no way he said it, and then it literally happened just like that. The Colts got better at play calling at the end. Trevor Lawrence looks really good. 3rd year, making some really good throws. I saw a lot of some good scrambling. There's a difference between like a mobile quarterback and a quarterback who knows when to run around. He had the 3rd and 8 where he went to the right, looped around, eyes downfield, made a good catch, and it brings me to my last point for them. Calvin Ridley, what the fuck? If I was in a coma for this past year, right? And I woke up and you were like, oh yeah, Calvin Ridley's on the Jaguars and he had the day he had yesterday. I'm like, yeah, he's still Calvin Ridley. I wouldn't have never thought that he was off for a year. That man was, the acceleration that he had on the 1 touchdown run on the right side of the field, it was out of control. I'm like, yeah, this man has been waiting to get back into fucking football. They did a really good job.
That's what happens when you go up against high school quarterbacks.
That was Daniel, the Schmanuel, the man. He said that's what happens when you go against high school quarterbacks. So here we go. Falcons, Panthers, another game where it's just like, what are we talking about here? Bryce Young, first start as a rookie quarterback, didn't have a really good outing. Some really bad picks. And again, he's a rookie, and it's week 1. It is okay. Bijan Robinson, another rookie. Everybody criticized the Falcons for taking him with their first pick in last year's draft. That run he had on the screen, he's like, nope, I'm Bijan. They call him Bijan Mustard, which is fucking hilarious. Desmond Ridder, their new quarterback, didn't have to really do much. And I will end it with saying, Miles Sanders, fuck off. You and your little fumble. How about that? Feels weird when you're on a team that's not really good, right? Yeah, you hate to see it. So, Bryce Young will get better because you know his fucking name. His first name rings bells. Titans Saints. Again, nothing much more to say than Ryan Tannehill's not that good. He's not that guy. He's not. You got Derrick Henry, who was stiff arming the shit out of people all day, and still they didn't have any answer for a Saints offense that's not they're not going to give you 25, 30 points. Derek Carr did as much as he possibly could have in his first outing as a Saint. That fumble, I don't understand how you go and look and say, oh, no, that wasn't a fumble. I think because his arm was going forward, but the football was right here, and he's pushing it. And then they go and actually look at it again and say, I think it was the referees trying to save face because it was a terrible, terrible fucking call. Again, there's not much to say about this game. It was 16-15. I mean, you're kicking a bunch of field goals and shit here. Again, it's week 1. We'll see. I think the best game of the week, Dolphins-Chargers. It was just touchdown, 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 field goal, touchdown, touchdown, field goal, touchdown, touchdown, field goal, touchdown, touchdown, field goal, touchdown, touchdown. And the real biggest difference in the game is that missed extra point. But it was a great shootout. Tua looked fucking phenomenal. But it also helps when you have literally the fastest player in the NFL. If you go and look, it was one move left, and then I'm just going to run by you. If you're going to fall for the inside move, I'm going to either go slant, and you're not going to be able to catch me, or I'm just going to go outside, and you're definitely not going to. I'm going to outrun you and your safety. I think Tua had 446 yards, and I will give it to Tua. That fucking throw to the corner end zone, the last touchdown was elite, especially because he's left-handed and he threw it to the right corner. I was hearing like a point where it's like Tua was great in college because he had weapons, and Dolphins were like, ding, ding, ding. That makes sense. Let me give him 2 of the fastest players in the league. Oh, wait, that works. It was a terrible penalty that led to 3 points, where it was a Hail Mary at the end of the second half, and it was 3 defenders, and the Bull pushed him. Why would you do that? Because if you don't know, at the end of halves, if there's a penalty on the defense, you get an untimed down. Well, it just so happened that untimed down led to 3 points. How many points did they lose by? 2. Wow. Do the math. Be smarter. Either way, Dolphins look very formidable. Ravens-Texans. 25-9. That's a scoregami. If you don't know what a scoregami is, it's a score that has never happened in the history of the NFL. So that's never happened before. Lamar Jackson 100% underperformed. But it helped that he was playing a shitty-ass Texans team, probably the second worst team in the NFL. It sucks that every year the Ravens always have a devastating injury, and they had one this week. J.K. Dobbins is out for the year. Their second best playmaker, third maybe behind Mark Andrews. That's awful. And then their corner, Mark Williams, has a possibly torn pec. I don't know what their staff is doing in there. But they might want to reevaluate some things. C.J. Stroud, for quarterback for the Texans, he played like a rookie. He didn't turn the ball over, which is good. They made him throw a lot. I think he had 44 attempts, but that's okay. Again, you got to get your feet well. If you're going to get drafted that high, the team is going to put you in there and put your feet to the fire, and it is what it is. And he didn't play that bad. It's just that the Texans, as a whole, are a bad team. It's just true. Again, week 1. What you going to do? Random thing. I heard that Ray Rice was in the stadium. I don't know what the hell he was doing in there, but he was in the stadium. I don't know. I have no idea why, but that's just. I thought that was pretty funny. Last game, NFL. Seattle and the Rams. Seattle only had 14 plays in the second half. 4 punts. They only had just over 4 minutes of time of play in the entire half. A lot of people went into this game thinking that, okay, we back. Seattle had a nice little year last year. Geno, went him. Geno Smith, the quarterback for the Seahawks, he went off. Had he got himself, some money, nice little 2-year deal. Nah, still Geno, according to week 1. And then the Rams surprised people because people were saying like Matt Stafford, he might be getting over the hill. Listen, he was slinging the rock. Rams came out and was like, we're going to get this divisional dub. Another game where there's not a lot to talk about because Geno wasn't great. Also, the clip, if you go look it up, Geno Smith drops back, and then he sees Aaron Donald coming straight to his face, and he goes, "Oh my God!" That is terrible. But I started learning how to edit. I'll start putting some shit like that in there. But it was wild. Again, it's not much to talk about. No Cooper Kupp for the Rams. They still get it done. These are like the divisional games, especially week 1. They had a lot of divisional games week 1. Well, where it's just, you just got to get it done. No, that wasn't the final game. It was just a game I really didn't care to talk about. But I'm going to do it because this is what we do. Cowboys Giants, Jesus, 40-0, shellacked. The Giants got shellacked. Even when they had opportunities, like in the red zone, they found ways to give the ball back to them. What was it? The fumble recovery. Micah Parsons, 2 picks. Micah Parsons was in the backfield all goddamn day. But the one thing I think that people were not talking about is the fact that Dak Prescott was not that good. He had less than 150 yards passing. Didn't really contribute to the win. The defense was the reason why they won that game. So it's, hey, can we do this every single week without our quarterback being exceptional? Because there's going to be games where where the defense is going to struggle maybe sometimes. They need him to be better than what he was yesterday. Daniel Jones, they take away the run, and he's, again, just an average quarterback. No run game. Hey, we need you, Daniel Jones. Nope. Didn't show up. 0 points. Not 1, not 2, not 3, not 7. 0 fucking points on the biggest stage. Gonna have to clean it up. It was just a straightforward ass whooping. But in other news and other sports, the Phils, they're holding on to their wild card push right now. The bats are out. Kyle Schwarber still raking them, still raking them Schwarber bombs. Bullpen is shitty. It got to be better. There's been a couple games recently where they could have won and they give up late runs, but the bats are out. Coco Gauff gets a win in the U.S. Open. Novak wins the U.S. Open for the men's. Colorado Buffs, the Colorado Buffaloes, looking pretty good behind Prime. And they doubt them every week, and they're going to continue to doubt them every week because they're new. But I love that they don't give a shit. They're going to continue to compete, and it's good for college football to be like, hey, this is a smaller school. I mean, obviously they're in D1 now, but this is a smaller school. If we go here, we all come here. You get a couple guys that are really good. Travis Hunter, Shedeur Sanders. We can wreck shit. The Alabama loss to Texas was big. Because every year, if you're a college football fan, every year, Texas is back, Texas is back, Texas is back. I mean, it looked like Texas might be back. That was Alabama's first loss under Nick Saban at home since 2019. That was Joe Burrow, the year that they went the fuck off. It was a good game. So, Texas is on notice. See what we can do. My random thought, people were talking about cell phones, and I was like, yo, iPhones are so fragile. I remember when I went to the beach one year at a BlackBerry. We were on the 3rd floor. We were staying in a hotel at Dewey. And I remember I dropped my phone, and my homie went to try to pick it up, and he accidentally kicked it off the roof. And it landed smack dab right on the ground. Ran downstairs to pick it up. Picked it up. That thing was perfectly fine. I had an iPhone. It was on the table, not even up to my knees. I accidentally slid it off, fell on the ground, shattered. We need BlackBerries and sturdy phones back in these days. I'm just saying. But anywho, big ups to the first date. Stay focused and be great. Take a sip. Enjoy your day. Enjoy life. Stay chill. Football is fucking back.